the LGBTQ real estate podcast, connecting LGBTQ homebuyers, sellers, and real estate pros since 2007. My name is Jeff Berger. I'm the host of the show, and it's a pleasure today to welcome someone I know for many years, a great advocate of the LGBTQ real estate community, Stephanie Sullivan of Chicago. Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jeff. It's an honor to be here. I'm so happy you asked me to do this.
Yeah, a pleasure. Yeah, so our show is 15 minutes long, maximum. For anyone multitasking, this is the show for you. You want to hop on, learn a little bit about real estate in Chicago. And through Stephanie, you're going to learn a lot about the local market, and you'll have someone to reach out to, whether you're looking to buy or sell or rent a home in the Chicagoland area. So let's kick it off. Stephanie, share with us a little bit about yourself, both personally and professionally.
Sure. So professionally, I've been a realtor for 17 years. I moved to the Chicago area in 2003 to go to grad school at DePaul. And for a while, I moved every single year. So I got really familiar with all of the neighborhoods in the north side of Chicago. I finally landed in Evanston, where I've been since 2008, I believe. And so I serve all of the north side of Chicago as well as the North Shore. And I specialize in helping first-time buyers as well as young professionals and families who are looking to upsize. I've developed a signature method that I call my stress less move method. It sounds kind of, I don't know, it's got a catchy sound to it, I guess. But anyway, it's designed to really help take away a lot of the stress of the process by systematizing things. And in addition to that, something that I think makes me pretty unique from a seller standpoint is I now offer tiered commission structures that allow sellers to really choose what they pay. So that's something that I go into detail about during consults. On a personal side, I'm a single mom to a very spirited 3-year-old. I have 2 pugs at home. I'm an animal lover. So I'm surrounded by these little beings that I'm in love with. Because of, I've also moved several times myself. I've bought and sold homes for myself many times. So I really get like juggling, having to list a home for sale and manage naps and toys and muddy paw prints. I bring a certain level of empathy to the process.
Wow.
That really helps to support my clients.
Yeah, I would say you need empathy because there is so much going on when a real estate transaction is happening in a person's life. And, being there to help someone, you don't know it until you've experienced it. So
that's right.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people that are watching this have experienced it, thankfully, and they can reach out to you. Your information is there. Also within this YouTube broadcast, the information below, your phone number and email will be there.
Great. Yeah.
Well, this is great that you have such experience, and I know you have many LGBTQ clients. Okay. What is it about working with the LGBTQ community that you enjoy so much?
Well, for me, there's a deeply sort of personal enjoyment with working with the LGBTQ plus community because I'm a member of that community myself. And I think that when you are going through a process like this one, which is, the process of buying or selling, which is arguably one of the biggest transactions of your lifetime, and you're going to be working with someone closely for several weeks, if not months, depending on the case, it's important to work with someone who you feel 100% comfortable with, who gets you, who understands your specific needs. And so there's a certain level of trust that I think helps make the process more enjoyable for everybody, more collaborative. It brings more joy to the process. I ultimately, I really love helping people feel seen, especially people navigating big life transitions. And at the end of the day, it's about more than real estate, right? it's really about trying to help people find a place to call home, which I know sounds cliche, but your home is your sanctuary. It's your safe space, and that's a truly important thing. So, yeah,
Well, what a perfect answer, because that's what we're all about. LGBTQrealestatePros.com. It's all about, finding that agent and, working with them and telling them everything, spilling your guts,
yeah, that's
tell them
right.
everything about you, because you're going to spend time together with that person, your agent and your customer, your client that's buying a home. And, it's really important to know what they like to do, their hobbies, where
Yeah.
the yoga studios are, where the great coffee shops are. And that brings us to our next question.
Mhm.
Share with us about why you love living in Chicago and your community. For example, what are your favorite parts of the city?
Yeah.
There's the arts, there's the dining, there's the music scene,
There's just about
the
anything and
events.
everything you could want in this city, which is what makes it such a
Yeah.
fabulous place. I mean, aside from the cold winters, which everybody gripes about, um, this is a city that truly has something for everyone. We're right on Lake Michigan, so we've got a fantastic and beautiful beach. We also
Mm,
have multiple forest preserves, so you get lots of nature. There's lots of parks. Nature abounds. So that's first. We also have world-class museums, fantastic restaurants, a great music scene. I mean, you touched on some of this already.
mhm,
I personally love the farmers markets. I love the festivals that happen in the summertime. I love the
mm.
new music, live theater, the art scene. There's just always something new to explore in this city. So it's a city that's really culturally vibrant and exciting to live in.
Well, that's a lot of fun, being able to walk out your door and have all these things to
Yeah.
do, because, let's be real, a lot of communities don't have all of that. So,
No. Yeah.
yeah, plus a vibrant job market, economic opportunities.
Sure.
Chicago brings everything.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And really specifically for the LGBTQ plus community, it's one of the most welcoming places you could choose to live in.
Yeah,
We have really a plethora of support and supportive people who live in the city. So it's just a great place to be.
yeah. And when I started doing this about 20 plus years ago, everyone just talked about Boys Town, and now it's just all over, you
Oh
know?
yeah, Boys Town is definitely famous.
Yeah,
Everyone's heard of Boys Town, but yes, as gentrification happens and prices go up and things of that nature, people in the LGBTQ plus community have sort of moved into different areas of the city. So, and I live in Evanston, which is technically a suburb. We're attached to the city. There's really only one street that divides Evanston from Chicago. And even in Evanston, even in this suburb, you see a lot of support for the LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, it's really wonderful.
yeah, that's great. And, we've got Pride Month coming up soon, so that will be fun,
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely.
The
Yeah,
support, I'm
there's
sure, is
there's
going to be
tons
all
of
over
pride
the city.
celebrations. Yeah, you've got tons of pride celebrations. You've got a lot of local businesses that show visible support year round. We have affirming schools, so if you are relocating with a family, it's a really great place to land, in my opinion.
Mm.
And whether you're starting a family or you're looking to maybe just find a fresh start in a place that is welcoming where you'll be accepted, this is really fantastic place to be.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Great. So, people who are watching this, maybe they're looking for homes right now. They're finding out more information, like really on the street, on that level, that only a local person like yourself could offer. But, tell us also about the diverse housing stock. I mean, I know there's, going to be single family homes out in Evanston and in the burbs. And then you've got a lot of high rises in Chicago. You've
Yeah.
got older homes. Well, you tell us, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right. There's a huge diversity in the types of housing that exists in the city, and it's actually one of the things that makes my job so exciting because I get to see
Yeah.
a really wide variety of types of homes. So, as you mentioned, we've got high rises. So, if you want great views of the lake or whatnot, great sunsets, You've got that. You've got condos that are also in smaller buildings, smaller, more intimate buildings. And then, yeah, if you're someone who really needs a yard and you want a single family home or a townhome, there's really something for everyone. There's also a difference in terms of, this is a city that is really divided based on neighborhoods, and every neighborhood has a different vibe, has a different feel. You could be in a neighborhood that has a more like a suburban feel, quiet tree-lined streets, right? Lots of single-family homes. Or if you're the type of person that wants to walk out your door and just be able to walk to restaurants, shops, entertainment, dining, etc., we've got a lot of really vibrant neighborhoods that offer that kind of lifestyle as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you've shared with us so much about the inclusivity and welcomingness of
Yes.
Chicago. Our next question was actually, what should LGBTQ individuals and families who are considering moving to your area know about the community and its welcomingness? I think we've answered that, but I'm sure there's something else you could touch on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so important.
No, I think in general, I mean, we did touch on a lot of the different resources, the different community sort of features that the city has to offer. But I think, in general, if somebody's considering the city and isn't familiar with it, just know that the people here, and we are in a blue state or a blue city, and not the entire state is blue, but the city certainly is. And I think that, for the LGBTQ plus community, there's a lot of support. So it's a city that really has a lot of people who care, people who are open-minded, people who don't judge. It's a city where you could walk down the street hand in hand with someone and nobody would think twice about that or shoot you a look or that kind of thing. So it's a city where I think you can really be free to be yourself. So outside of the resources, which are fantastic, and like I said, we have affirming schools. If you've got children, we've got community resources and support groups and activities that are specific to the LGBTQ plus community, pride celebrations. I think I mentioned the local businesses, that show their support year round, people who hang flags in their windows. I mean,
That's
you
great. That's so
feel,
important.
yeah, you
When you
feel the
walk by
welcome.
your neighborhood and you see that, that's a feeling of, welcomingness,
Yeah,
and you can't find that anywhere else but, seeing those flags, you can't imagine it,
yeah,
that feeling until you see the welcoming and outpouring of support, so that's super important. Thanks for sharing that.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are. Last question.
Okay.
Besides helping people buy and sell homes in your free time, what do you like to do?
Um, that's a really great question because I don't have a whole lot of free time having a toddler. But
Yeah, but that's the
honestly,
best free time that you can
oh,
share.
I mean, truly, right? It really
Yeah,
is. And it sounds a little cliche from coming from a parent, but spending time with him is how I spend a lot of my free time and I love it. So
yeah.
there is that. So it's time spent with my son and watching him grow and develop into an empathetic person who is very loving and silly and fun to be around. I mean, that's big for me. And I think outside of that, I would say I'm a very creative person. In 2014, I started a business painting portraits of people's pets. So
Oh, wow.
do that.
What a great niche.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I think I mentioned before I'm an animal lover, and so for me,
Hmm.
this was a really good artistic outlet, something to help balance the craziness of the rest of my life. And I say that in a very positive way, of course, the good crazy. But yeah, I have a lot of artistic outlets. I also do
Hmm.
theater, and I love to travel when I can.
Hmm.
Cooking is a big thing. I cook a lot. And then I think I touched on this before, but I just really love exploring the city because I think I mentioned there's just always something new. So whether
Yes.
that's a new music venue or just a new artist coming to town, new restaurants that open up, I love I love going out and trying new things, I guess, and really sort of delving into what the city has to offer.
That's awesome. And I imagine you're spending a lot of time in the parks now with your son. There's
Oh yeah.
amazing parks all over, right?
Yeah, and surprisingly, Evanston has, I think, over 70 different parks. Chicago itself also has a plethora of parks. And I've learned from going to visit family that that's a real luxury.
Yes.
We have parks within walking distance of almost anywhere you are, or certainly within short driving distance. So yes, we go to parks a lot, especially during warmer months and nice weather. But even in the snow, he likes to go sledding, and yeah, we
Yeah,
have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun together.
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, a pleasure. So Stephanie's website is stephanie.sullivan.com. stephanie.sullivan.com. And her phone number and email will be inclusive in this. Reach out to Stephanie if you're going to move to Chicago or moving from Chicago. She can help you buy and sell a home or rent a home, whatever your preference. And thank you, Stephanie.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it and look forward to working with everyone.
Great. Okay, have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, you too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.